Are you feeling the squeeze? Your competitors are slashing prices and you can't keep up. Your customers are going silent and you're not sure why. You feel like your business is running you and you're at your breaking point. But here's the thing, businesses that thrive in uncertainty aren't just the ones that endure challenges. They're the ones that use them to innovate, evolve, and grow. Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast that helps you not just survive, but thrive in the AI era. Now, let's be real. Running a business in 2025 can feel like a war zone. You're working 70-hour weeks, fighting to keep customers, and wondering if it's even worth it. Margins are tight. Hiring is a nightmare. And the economy? It's throwing curveballs left and right. Now, tech and government layoffs are shaking people up. Supply chains are still unpredictable, and AI is disrupting markets faster than businesses can adapt. Now, if you're a small business owner, it's easy to feel like you're caught in the crossfire. But here's the thing, you're not alone. You don't have to surrender. This podcast is your lifeline, your guide to navigating these challenges and building a technology-enabled superpower. A business that not only survives, but thrives in the AI era. Now, each week, I'll be your guide, your coach, and your fellow warrior in the trenches, exploring the strategies, tools, and mindsets you need to conquer the challenges of today's business world. Now, we'll talk about real-world problems like how to keep your team motivated when the news is filled with doom and gloom. We'll deep dive into AI-powered solutions that can help you automate tasks, understand your customers, and make smarter decisions. And we'll discuss the policy changes that need to happen to support small businesses in the AI era. Now, this isn't just another business podcast. It's a community, a movement, and a source of hope for small business owners who refuse to be left behind. So if you're ready to fight for your business, to embrace the power of AI, and to build a future that's bigger than you ever thought possible, then you're in the right place. Because here at Small Business Big AI, we believe that the future belongs to those who are bold enough to adapt, innovate, and lead the way. So grab a cup of coffee and settle in because the journey starts right now. Over the last 4 episodes, we've built a playbook for small businesses in the AI era, leveraging predictive intelligence, automation, and scenario planning to navigate uncertainty. Now, if you missed the beginning of our 5-part Small Business Success series, go back and check out the episodes. They lay the groundwork for today's conversation, AI and resilient business strategy, thriving in an uncertain future. Now, today we'll bring it all together. With the help of my favorite co-host and business strategist, Hal, we're giving you the 5 pillars of a resilient business, practical strategies to help you stay ahead no matter what the economy throws at you. But first, let's set the stage because we're living in uncertain times. Now, if you're a small business owner, you already feel it. Rising costs, unpredictable markets, and AI changing the rules faster than most can adapt. And let's be honest, the world isn't making it easier for us. And if you're not paying attention, you're already behind. So, how do you stay ahead? And what does resilience really mean for small businesses? To break this down, I'm joined by my co host, business strategist, and all around turn crisis into opportunity guy, Hal. Hey, welcome back, Hal.
Great to be here, Kim. And you nailed it. Resiliency isn't just about bouncing back, it's about being ready before the storm hits and staying ahead while others scramble.
So, Hal, let's put this into perspective. Today, small businesses, they really feel like they're navigating a minefield.
True, entrepreneurship has its ups and downs. The business world is always changing. Setbacks happen, but resilient entrepreneurs learn from them. They bounce back to move forward.
Yeah, but how it can be very stressful.
Well, resilience helps handle stress, Kim, before it breaks you.
So, what about everything that's going on right now? I mean, government layoffs are shaking people up. These mass layoffs, they aren't just bad for employees, they're bad for small businesses too. I mean, when 30,000 federal workers are suddenly out of a job, that means fewer customers spending money and more competition for the same work. Now, small businesses are definitely going to feel this shockwave. And don't get me started on supply chains. They're all over the place. The US has just announced new tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. Now, if you rely on imports, get ready for higher expenses and really trouble keeping products in stock.
Although, if you think about it another way, they could actually represent a massive opportunity for small town businesses.
Well, Hal, I see your point. Produce, build, and buy American. But, AI is still disrupting markets faster than small businesses can adapt. I mean, just when you figure out one AI tool, another five pop up. It's like a game of whack-a-mole or something, but there's no giant stuffed animal prize at the end.
Yeah, I read about powerhouses, Salesforce and Microsoft, who are locked in an AI arms race. I agree. AI driven tools are rolling out faster than most businesses can keep up with.
And if you're a small business owner, it's easy to feel like you're caught in the crossfire. Hal, at this rate, I half expect AI to start filing my taxes before I even realize they're due.
Honestly, Kim, if an AI wants to take over my bookkeeping, I welcome it with open arms. But let's pull back and provide some context for our audience. What separates businesses that thrive in chaos from those that collapse? It really comes down to three key areas. Three things that resilient businesses do better than everyone else.
So, what are the key areas, Hal?
Well, first, there's a proactive trend to forecasting.
Okay, so that means that they're not caught off guard.
Exactly. They anticipate and spot shifts in markets and pivot before the competitors do. We talked about this in an earlier episode.
Yeah, I remember a restaurant noticing rising food costs early. So instead of struggling, they switched to high margin, lower cost dishes before it really became a crisis.
Next, there's operational efficiencies. They eliminate waste. They're not burning time and resources in inefficiencies, and they automate smartly.
Okay, so AI and automation aren't just nice to haves anymore, they're actually survival tools.
Correct. By streamlining processes and reducing waste, they maintain agility and responsiveness.
Yeah, we also talked about this as a part of our small business success series.
Exactly. It could be a retail store that implemented AI driven inventory management, cutting losses by 20%.
So, Hal, what's the third area?
They have a mindset of continuous innovation. They embrace change. They don't get stuck in this is how we've always done it. The strongest businesses, they don't resist change. They lead it.
So, by embracing change and fostering a culture of innovation, small business leaders can stay ahead of competitors.
Let me give you an example, Kim. If a service-based business effectively uses AI chatbots to handle customer service, it can reduce workload and potentially boost customer satisfaction.
Okay, so resilience isn't just about holding on, it's really about staying one step ahead. But how? A lot of small businesses are really struggling with this. So tell me, where are they going wrong?
It's simple. They're failing to adapt to the new economic realities.
Okay, like what?
Well, first, they have to realize that the old rules don't apply anymore. If you're running your business like it's 2019, you're already behind.
Wow, which really can be detrimental. So everything is more expensive. Rising costs mean businesses need to get lean and strategic, and customer behavior has changed. People really are more selective with their spending. So generic marketing, it's just not going to cut it anymore.
And competition is brutal. In this AI driven economy, more businesses are launching every day. Standing out requires precision. Kim, you and I have seen businesses that refuse to adapt, and they paid the price.
Absolutely, Hal. In fact, I was just talking to a business owner relying on outdated marketing methods, word of mouth and the occasional Facebook post, while their competitors dominate with AI driven email marketing and targeted ads. Now, he thought it was a downturn in demand, but really, he was just losing market share to businesses that have adapted.
Like you mentioned, holding on to outdated methods in a fast changing market can be harmful. Also, neglecting AI integration is a big mistake. They view AI as too complicated or expensive.
Yeah, maybe a decade ago, Hal, but we both know that's not the truth anymore. Now, AI tools are more accessible than ever. Plus, some of the most powerful tools are free or they cost less than hiring an additional employee.
And unlike an actual employee, AI won't call in sick, ask for a raise, or leave to find itself in Valley.
Right. And if it does, we have much bigger problems.
So true. However, perceived cost is real, and that's important for a small business on a tight budget.
Yeah, but how that is what's preventing them from leveraging tools that competitors are already utilizing. I mean, prime example, we said this in the beginning, Salesforce and Microsoft. They are rapidly introducing advanced AI agents.
Salesforce and Microsoft aren't the only ones. They're all doing it. It's an arms race. Remember Project Stargate?
Well, yeah, heard a lot about that in the news lately.
Here's why. This isn't just about survival. It's about long-term success, dominance, no matter the cost.
Yeah, but how? As a small business owner, the cost matters. Now, I understand the pain of staring at your bank account, wondering, is this even worth it?
Exactly, Kim. You better know your margins.
You're right. But we'll talk about that in our next segment. So, Hal, let's be real. Small business owners are already stretched thin. Now, they don't have time to figure AI out. So, what do you say to business owners who tried AI once and they didn't see the results?
Simple. Either they're using the wrong tool or they didn't use it strategically. AI isn't magic, it's a tool. If you don't know how to use it effectively, you won't get the results that you need.
True. Now, that's why we created our online course, the Impact Framework, which teaches non technical AI prompting so you can systematically get exactly what you need. And there are no tech skills required.
An easy, systematic way to communicate with the AI.
All right, Hal, are there small business who are actually getting this right? I mean, using a resilient strategy to reduce their stress and beat the competition?
Absolutely. Here's one. Imagine a local artist barely making rent. They tried to generate unique, eye catching designs, something completely new. They post a time lapse of their process on social media. Overnight, the video racks up 100,000 views. Within a week, they doubled their commission requests.
Oh, yeah. And I remember an ice cream parlor who was struggling to compete with larger change. Didn't they decide to use AI to analyze customer preferences and create personalized flavor recommendations? Yeah, customers loved it and repeat business skyrocketed.
Exactly. Both of these showcase resiliency through innovation, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace new technologies.
Yes, I agree. Resilience isn't about waiting for things to get better. For small businesses, it's about making sure your business is built to handle whatever comes next.
If you're ignoring AI in 2025, you're handing the competition the advantage. The real question is, what's more expensive? Spending time learning AI or losing business to your competitors who did?
So, Hal, before we close this segment, what advice would you give to small business owners who are hesitant about integrating AI into their operations?
As I always say, start small, but start now. Identify repetitive tasks that consume time and explore AI solutions designed to automate these processes. The initial investment in learning and implementation can lead to significant efficiency gains and a competitive advantage.
So there you have it, my small business, big AI insiders. And this is your wake up call. The businesses that survive 2025 won't need to be the biggest, they'll be the smartest. So, are you going to wait for change or are you going to lead it? Now, up next, we're breaking down the 5 pillars of a resilient business. Now, these are the non negotiables for thriving in uncertainty. So stay tuned. Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments, Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. Now, this is where we ditch the jargon and get real about strategies that help your small business. But before diving into the 5 pillars, let me ask you something. How would your business handle a sudden 20% increase in supply costs? Or a major customer base shift because of an AI driven automation. Now, would you pivot or would it be game over? Because this is the reality that businesses are facing right now. Now, all right, we've talked about what's happening in the world, but what do you do about it? How do you build a business that not only survives, but actually thrives? So that's where the 5 pillars of resilient business strategy come in. So, how? Let's get into it. what's the first pillar of a truly resilient business?
The first pillar is profitability over growth. Because what's the point of more sales if you're still broke? I talk about this with my clients. We lost money on every sale, so we made it up on volume is not a winning strategy.
Yeah, I've heard you say that many, many times. But how, unfortunately, a lot of businesses still think that they need to grow at all costs.
But that mindset can kill a business in an uncertain economy. The ones that survive are focused on running lean, improving their margins, and making every dollar count.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if your business isn't profitable or at least moving in that direction, you're not going to last. So, how do our listeners build a profitable and resilient business?
As I mentioned in our last segment, you need to know your margins. If you're not tracking your profit margins weekly, you're flying blind. You also need to cut the fat, but not the muscle. What I mean by this is that you have to reduce inefficiencies, not revenue generating activities. And finally, cash flow is king. If cash flow dries up, your business is done, period.
And this is where AI can be a game changer, right?
Exactly. Instead of guessing where the money's going, AI driven financial dashboards can show you real time insights into your cash flow, expenses, and profitability.
In fact, Hal, I remember a coffee shop in Portland used AI powered demand forecasting to analyze foot traffic, weather patterns, and seasonal trends. And the result, they optimized their staffing schedule, reduced food waste, and increased profits by 18%, actually without spending an extra dollar on marketing.
That's the power of AI. It doesn't just save time, it makes businesses smarter and more profitable.
So, pillar one, know your margins. Use AI to track financial health and focus on profitability over blind growth. So, what's next?
The second pillar is differentiation in a saturated market. Let's be real, Kim. Everyone and their neighbor is starting a business. If you're generic, you're invisible.
That's true. So, businesses really need to stop copying what's already out there and they need to find a way to stand out.
Exactly. The key is to understand your customers better than anyone else and give them something that they can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, so understand your customers and double down on what makes you unique.
Yes, and as you know, AI helps this in two big ways: customer behavior prediction and hyper personalization.
Oh, very true. And AI tools can analyze what customers are buying when they're buying it and even predict what they'll need next. It really takes the guesswork out of marketing.
And that's why big brands use AI driven personalization. Small businesses can do the same thing: automated email sequences, targeted offers, and even AI chatbots that recommend products based on past behaviors.
Yeah, a good example would be like a hair salon that uses AI to analyze appointment history and send automated reminders or exclusive discounts to clients who haven't booked in a while. Now, that's just smart marketing.
And that works. Businesses that personalize their marketing see higher engagement and retention. That brings us to the third pillar: lean and agile operations.
Which is really about efficiency, right, Hal?
Exactly. Businesses that are slow to adapt or bogged down with manual processes are the first to struggle when things shift. Lean, agile businesses automate what they can, streamline their workflow, and keep operations running smoothly.
And really, AI plays a big role here. Like AI-powered CRM systems can handle customer interactions, and AI-driven inventory tools prevent overstock or understock issues. And workflow automation eliminates repetitive tasks.
A lot of small business owners think automation is just for big companies, but that's not true anymore. There are AI tools for scheduling, invoicing, and even managing social media, all of which free up time for higher level work.
So businesses that use AI for efficiency can react faster. They can also save money and focus on what really moves the needle. So, how? What is the fourth pillar?
Customer retention over constant acquisition. Too many businesses focus all their energies on getting new customers when keeping existing ones is far more profitable.
Yeah, so true. It costs way more to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing one.
Plus, keeping existing customers is how you scale faster. So, surprise and delight. Give customers unexpected value.
So, this is where AI powered customer retention tools come in, right?
Right. AI can track purchase patterns, identify at risk customers, and even send automated messages to re engage them.
So it's about being proactive instead of reactive. Now, if a business knows when a customer is likely to stop buying, they can step in with a personalized offer before they lose them.
AI chatbots also improve customer service, answering questions instantly and keeping customers engaged without hiring more staff.
So retention is the smarter play. And that leads us to the final pillar, which is future proofing with AI and innovation.
The strongest businesses just don't react to change, they drive it. That means staying ahead of the industry trends, experimenting with new tools, and making AI part of the strategy instead of an afterthought.
And that really requires shift in mindset, Hal. AI isn't a luxury anymore. It's a necessity.
The best businesses schedule time to test AI tools, look for ways to automate, and continuously improve.
So let's recap here. So resilient businesses focus on profitability over blind growth. Then they differentiate themselves in the market. They streamline operations with AI. They prioritize retention and they future proof by staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Businesses that embrace these five pillars won't just survive, they'll thrive.
Now, my fellow entrepreneurs, stop thinking that artificial intelligence is a luxury. In 2025, AI is the bare minimum for staying competitive. Now, if you walk away from this episode and do nothing, you'll be in the same place a year from now, maybe even worse. And if you take just one step, just one AI driven solution, imagine where your business could be in 6 months. Now, the choice is yours. All right, coming up next, we'll show you how to put all this into action starting today. So stay tuned.
Change is hard. You built your business from the ground up, late nights, early morning, and a whole lot of heart. But now things are shifting. Customer expectation, technology, competition. It's a lot to keep up with. At Howard and Howard Holdings, we get it. That's why we created Small Business Transformation Model, a simple step-by-step framework designed for business owners just like you. No complex jargon, no overwhelming strategies, just practical changes that help you adapt, grow, and thrive. Because change shouldn't be a burden, it should be your biggest opportunity. take that first step. Our contact information is in the show notes. Let's make change work for you.
Wow, what a conversation today. Now, we've covered a lot of ground to wrap up our 5-part Small Business Success series. So let's take a step back and quickly recap what we covered. Now, the 5 pillars of a resilient business are: 1, profitability over growth. Running lean, optimized margins, and making smarter financial moves. And pillar number 2, differentiation in a saturated market. So, standing out by understanding your customers better than anyone else. And number 3, lean and agile operations. So, that's using automation and AI to streamline and scale efficiency. Pillar number 4 is customer retention over constant acquisition. Now, this is turning one-time buyers into lifelong fans. And finally, pillar number 5, future-proofing with AI and innovation. That's about staying ahead by embracing change, not fearing it.
But here's the thing, Kim. It's not just about knowing, it's about doing.
Exactly how. So, this segment is all about action. It's your resilience playbook, your guide to taking that next step right now.
First things first, you need to identify the biggest pain point. What's keeping you up at night? Is it managing your customer data, streamlining your operation, or maybe it's finding new customers in this crazy economy?
And once you know what your biggest challenge is, it's time to explore how AI can help. And trust me, there is an AI solution for almost everything these days.
And don't get overwhelmed. Start small, take one step at a time.
Absolutely, Hal. Remember, even a small step in the right direction can make a big difference. Now that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks again for tuning in. Now, if this episode sparked an idea for you, please do just 2 things for me. First, subscribe and leave a review. It helps us reach more small business owners like you. And second, share this episode with someone who's trying to figure out how to navigate 2025 with AI. Now, we all know that small businesses are the heart and soul of the American dream, and the future belongs to those who are prepared to adapt. Because we're not just building small businesses anymore. In the AI era, entrepreneurs are building big. We're building technology-enabled superpowers. So, take that first AI-driven step this week. I promise, once you see what's possible, you'll never look back. Now, until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.